Residents of Afanasivka village near the southern Ukrainian city of Mykolaiv say they remember vividly last summer when the Kakhovka Dam collapsed and their houses were flooded.
The water rose to this level.
The Kakhovka Dam was destroyed in a blast last June. Russia had occupied the dam on the Dnipro River since the start of the war. After the explosion, water flowed downstream, flooding settlements like Afanasivka. Guluk filmed that moment.
The water rises before your eyes. Fish swim in the garden. The smell is awful. There is nothing to breathe.
Some houses were flooded to the roof for several days. The houses have absorbed a lot of water, so the walls are still wet.
Volunteers brought us an industrial dehumidifier. I already poured out a bucket of water this morning, and look how much has collected here again.
Orchids, some clothes and a chair, all that survived from Tatiana's household. She says she renovated the house just before the war.
I come here every day to clean. That's why sometimes I sit on this chair and just cry. It's so hard to lose everything. I'm sitting thinking about what I should do next.
Apart from the destruction, the village also has a problem with drinking water. After the flooding, the water in the river and residents' wells is polluted.
The water carried everything: reeds, debris, garbage. Somewhere, a gas station was affected, so an oil stain came to us. One house was completely covered in oil.
Volunteers have delivered clean water to the village for a year, but only for drinking and cooking. Locals still use the polluted water for bathing and other uses.
These are barrels for drinking water. One is already empty, and this one still has water for the day. I will call tomorrow to ask volunteers to bring more.
Many other villages are in the same situation. The Kakhovka Dam collapse flooded more than 600 square kilometers, according to the Ukrainian Ministry of Environment.
And part of the affected territories is occupied. We cannot study them. Water samples from Ukraine-controlled territories we collected still have toxic substances and heavy metals.
Also, at least 500,000 hectares of farmland were left without irrigation, the Agriculture Ministry said. And energy production was affected because the dam was a part of hydroelectric power plant.
Before, we could survive without one hydropower plant. Now Ukraine's capacity is destroyed and we are left practically without thermal generation. It's a significant loss.
Ukrainian officials say the flooding killed more than 30 people in the Ukrainian-controlled territories. In Afanasivka, everybody survived. Locals say that's the biggest blessing they could dream of. Lesia Bakalets, VOA News.